Hello and welcome. We are glad that you made your way here. We are the High Tech High Graduate School of Education located here in San Diego, California. We are the first graduate school of education to be fully embedded in a K-12 school system, and we are glad you made it here. There are many of you all around the country who are dissatisfied with the way that school looks for kids today, given all that is happening in our world. And we have partnerships with 12 communities around the country, from Denver and Indianapolis to Chicago, New York, and DC, down to New Orleans, Memphis, and Atlanta, back over to the West Coast toward San Antonio, Los Angeles, and Houston and Oakland. And there are many of us here that are curious about how would I go about starting a new school that's focused on equity, deeper learning, and innovation. Our next slide shows you faces of the people and the different roles that they've played in our program. For example, you see Stephanie Hall Powell. She's in a year one program here out of San Antonio. It's her first year in the program, and she comes to us with a deep passion for creating an equitable learning system for students in East San Antonio. Yao Feng, he's a full-time resident. He's also co-founding a school called the Moxie Collective up in Denver. He and his community are looking to create the type of school that is completely decolonized and centralized on the lived experience of Black, Indigenous, people of color all around the community of Denver. Brandy Williams is our first year fellow too, a new school creator, and she has lots of experiences in creating new schools, from Indianapolis all the way down to New Orleans, where her next school will be. She too also has a deep passion and interest in bringing to life schools that are meaningful for our young people. And lastly there, you'll see Marcus Harden. Marcus is also in his first year in our program, the New School Creation Fellowship Program. And he is founding a school exclusively for boys of color in Atlanta, Georgia. With all the history of Atlanta and the historically Black colleges there, it is about time to create a school that is specifically meets the needs for boys of color in Atlanta. And Marcus Harden is doing that work in the context of the people in his community. This is our team. We're the people who support you in the dreams that you have, like the dreams that Marcus, Brandy, Stephanie, and Yao have. These are people who grew up in these communities. They have a hunger and a passion for something's not quite right, they notice in their schools, and they're trying to figure out what's a way to really create a disruptive, innovative, forward-leaning model of school for young people. We are the people who support them in their dreams. And the first person you see there is Stacy Lopez. She is the original creator and director of this program. She's the director of pedagogy and innovation for the New School Creation Fellowship. The second person in the blazer is Tony Simmons. He's our director of national partnership and engagement. Tony Simmons also founded the Hip Hop School, as it's affectionately known, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the guy in the last picture there, that's me. I'm Caleb Rashad. I'm the director of creative leadership here at the High Tech High Graduate School of Education. So how do we work? How does this whole program work? Well, it works because we've been ignoring some basic axioms. Some of those include like not segregating students, not separating students from school and the world, and really believing that all young people can work with their hands and with their minds. And so we call these our 3 integrations around how we work. It's not separating students based upon perceived academic ability, not separating students between vocational and academic tracks, and not separating the students from the real world. There are 4 design principles that connect all of our work, and they serve as guardrails, not necessarily rules, about how we work. And we're driven by both equity, personalization, doing work that matters or authentic work, And we do that in concert with each other. We call that collaborative design. The New School Creation Fellowship is within the house of the High Tech High Graduate School of Education. This is one particular program here, and we launched it last year. And the goal was very simple: to design and launch schools that are focused on three key pieces: equity, deeper learning, and innovation. It is not our aspiration to create a bunch of high-tech high schools. That's not what we do. We're a place of inspiration, not replication. So if you go to a school in Atlanta that was inspired by us, it will look very different than a school in, say, Indianapolis or in Oakland or in DC. We support communities and school leaders that are coming out of those communities with the vision and the dream that they have for a disruptive model of learning. And so we provide supports for how to navigate the charter authorization process, funding, finance, community engagement, and of course, expertise around what does progressive pedagogy look like. There are two different ways by which an interested party might become a part of the New School Creation Program. We call them two pathways. One is the face-to-face model. It is, you're like living here with us in San Diego for a full year. And in that, we know that that's a major sacrifice. So we provide both a $10,000 startup grant plus a $3,000 monthly living stipend to support you in that 1 year face-to-face model here in San Diego. I would also say that that experience embedded here for a year also includes the opportunity to visit different schools around the country. The second way that a participant might be a part of the New School Creation Program is through what is growing increasingly more popular is our 2-year hybrid online model. What that basically means is you don't come to San Diego and live here. You continue living in your city and you connect with other new school creators around the country, and we do that online together. Even in that online space, which meets every month, there are still opportunities to come to San Diego as a cohort, and we call those fall residencies and spring residencies, where the whole group of people in the 2-year hybrid online model come to San Diego and are here with us for approximately a week's time. In that 2-year hybrid online, you're still eligible for the $10,000 per school startup grant and the national school visits. And we, of course, connect you with national faculty and mentors and advisory to help support you in your journey to start a new school. Our approach is to learn by doing, and we unpack that experience together too. We believe in blending both theory and practice, and so if you are interested in leading a school, it's important to have the experience of what it feels like to be involved in a progressive pedagogical experience. Then we unpack that so we understand, like, 1, what does it feel like to be a learner in that space? 2, what does it feel like to design those experiences? And then third track is how do we as school founders, school creators, create the systems and supports for teachers who are creating these experiences for our young people. And there are no easy answers there, but we learn together. So what does it look like over a 2-year period? Let's say that you are a resident here with us full time, or you're on the hybrid online pathway. Let's say in a 2-year span, you might start with creating a founding design team, working on community engagement, developing an advisory board. These are our support systems to test your ideas in the early phases before sinking a whole lot of energy, human capital, or financial capital into a model that the community may or may not respond to. But it starts with developing a team, engaging with your community, developing an advisory board, then moving toward developing a team, submitting a charter, running a pop-up. There's lots of different ways to begin testing your ideas early. As you start in the fellowship with us, our role will be to not necessarily provide everything you need in the program, but we believe in providing a mosaic of supports that are both local, regional, and national to help you on your journey to opening a new school. What does support for new school creation look like? There are generally 3 to 4 key features. You have online panels, mentor check-ins, online consultancies and text discussions, and advisory. Each month, you'll have an opportunity to engage with other new school creators, with mentors and advisors to support you on your journey. You'll see listed from October through May a sequence of topics, but all throughout the year, all of these topics will ebb and flow in the conversations, in the text that you read, in the actions that you take to move your school forward. Additionally, you can expect 3 week-long residencies over a 2-year period and 2 national school visits. Our national faculty have included contributors like Dr. Howard Fuller, school founder Lillian Sue, one of the co-founders of High Tech High and the president emeritus of the High Tech High Graduate School of Education, Dr. Rob Reardon, and school creator Timothy Jenkins from New Jersey. These national faculty, plus others, are frequent contributors, thought partners, consultants, advisors, mentors to many of the new school creators that live well beyond this program, but rather become really rich relationships that are sustaining over time. Monthly panels include opportunities to connect with regional, national, and international experts, people who have started schools, people who have started movements, people who have started international schools. You see some of the names listed here, from Camila Green to Mary Boyd to Carlos Moreno to Chris Emden. What makes the New School Creation Fellowship program is the people. We are looking for people who are committed to opening a disruptive model of school in their community. We look for candidates who have some experience in teaching and in leading schools in the K-12 space. We also are interested in people who've started some sort of ground game. They've maybe built an advisory board, they've held community meetings, they've maybe tested some of their ideas. Our priority deadline is February the 7th. We look forward to meeting you and hearing your story.